So this is my 1994 S10 with a 4.3 V6. It's a 5-speed. It's a long bed, which is kind of rare. I've owned this since new. I'm doing a bit of work to it, so you see the motor's out. So this is a TBI fuel injection motor, not the spider type injection. So there's what it had. There's a TBI unit. It's on an Edelbrock manifold, but it's a emissions stock replacement manifold. And honestly, it wasn't very good. I didn't think. All the different parts out of this thing, but here's the motor mounts that were in it. They're just rotten. Had it, you know. So that's what I was replacing originally. But anyway, I'm gonna port inject this thing and use Megasquirt MS3X system on it, so it's sequential, port injected. So we go over here. So there's the front balancer. I've gone and put a 36 tooth -1 trigger ring on it, on the damper. So I've got to mount these two crank sensors in this. There's a crank sensor here, and this will be a cam sensor. I've got to put through and make a mount and trigger off the cam with that, so that I can run the thing sequentially. So that'll be that. I'll show more in a minute. So here's the 4.3 V6. It had a lot of oil leaks and stuff, but so I've pulled the oil pan off it to reseal that. New main seal I've got to put in it. This has got a Cloy's true roll on it now, but this has got like 60,000 miles on it, and it's not tight anymore. But anyway, I'm going to have to put a trigger on the front of the cam here to give it a for the trigger and the cam sensor. This is a balance shaft motor. So here's what I'm going to put on the thing. So this is basically an Edelbrock marine manifold for a Harley or a 4-barrel. I've gone and put this 92mm LS type throttle body on it. It seems to fit pretty well. I was able to drill and tap it and directly bolt it down. I've had to go and add air temp sensor and different ports and things. I needed to get water out of the back of this thing. You know, boats, marine manifolds and boats don't have heaters, so I had to go and tap this for the heater outlet, and then another one here. I have to machine this away to get water out of the back of the motor and up to the heater and then forward again. So anyway, I'll go ahead and bore this thing and weld these injector bosses in, put a fuel rail along here. So I'll get working on that and I'll show you more. So here's the Megasquirt MS3X ECU. That will run 8 cylinders sequentially, 8 individual coils and 8 injectors. So this is all the wiring strategies for them. I've figured that, and I've bought 8 foot of wire. So I'll run that, and there's all the connectors for the thing as well. So I'll start making up a harness here at some point. So this 4.3 had a distributor, of course, single coil distributor, and I'm tossing that away because I don't need it anymore. But I still have to drive the oil pump somehow, because the distributor is also the oil pump drive. So GM make this thing. I don't know what it's off exactly, but it's off a later engine that they also went sequential and ditched the distributor. So that seals up the top, goes in the original distributor drive, and we'll do the oil pump drive for it. So that's a good thing to use. So this is my AutoCAD model of the crank and cam trigger block. The trigger wheel represented by this circle here. The blue line is what the block will be, and a piece of aluminum. So there'll be the cam trigger there and its mount hole. and then this is a through hole here for the crank trigger itself. I have to machine pockets and stuff down in it, so anyway, I'll make a machining strategy and a model off that. There's the little plate I'll make for the cam trigger. Anyway.